Hello everyone and welcome back to a new round of the Daily News here at the Nearby. And today we have lots of news and I haven't seen anything else regarding Avengers or Endgame, so don't spoil it to me. I'm not going to be on the internet, don't worry. But we will do a podcast about the movie and how we like it later on. But for today we have gaming news, and the first bit of news is actually that OpenAI's Dota 2 bot won the 7,215 games against humans in 3 days. And well, how does it look like? Are the humans good? Well, performance is not really good. Competitive games won 7,215 and only 42 games lost. Damn. Total time spent playing 10.7 years in just 3 days. That's insane, but that's just how AI can work. It can just outlive basically everyone in the span of a few days, just, having so many sessions going at once. So yeah, this is actually the last OpenAI 5's public demonstration as according to VentureBeat, because the organization will continue beefing up its capabilities and will actually transfer the skills that it had learned from Dota 2 into more real life things, of course. So it's not just a game mechanic, it's not just the perfect AI that's basically not the game. No, of course it has also other users and they will translate them over to other things. But moving on, some actually bad news. Because Fortnite was so successful at Epic, the developer of Fortnite, there was sadly a lot of crunch time happening, as we saw in a new report today. Epic Games' head of publishing, Ed Subris, pointed out something interesting about the Fortnite Battle Royale last year. The transition from Fortnite, a mildly popular PvE building game, to Fortnite Battle Royale, the biggest game on the planet basically, took about 2 months. The decision to move to a standalone free-to-play model was even more last minute, coming in the last 2 weeks of the mode's development. As you see here now, partially employees were averaging 70 to 100 hours weeks of work time, and just to make Fortnite's Battle Royale mode happen, and also to keep it just ever going on, evolving, changing, and updating it. So yes, while Epic earned a lot of money from it, yet again, this is another story where we learn that the humans that actually worked on that project got just really crunched hard. And I, for one, can say I don't want to support that, really. It's really unhealthy, and just as we saw with Anthem, it's just not good for the people working there. And since we should talk about crunch time, we can also talk about Anthem, of course, with BioWare having lots of crunch issues in its development. And yeah, there's a few new features that are actually quite cool, regardless what you think of the game. The Sunken Cell Stronghold is now available. You knew that, there's a new Stronghold. Added the ability to select contracts from the start of Expedition screen, rather than going through the individual contract boards in Fort Tarsus or the launch bay. Not bad. Added the ability to launch a new mission from the end of Expedition screen without having to return to Fort Tarsus or the launch bay. Also not bad. And added the ability to access the Forge during missions, strongholds, and free play. You now change your gear without having to return to Fort Tarsus or the launch bay. And I gotta say, finally, this is really good. These are quality of life changes that really help probably at least the players that are still playing Anthem to enjoy it even more. And if they continue on with these updates, maybe it will be actually a very good game in the end. And looking into the future with E3, since Sony is not there anymore, well, Square Enix actually swooped that place. The regular 6 p.m. Pacific time slot and on Monday, which is this time at June 10th, is now filled by Square Enix. And Limited Run Games will also hold an E3 press conference, which also takes place on June 10th. This one, though, being at 12 p.m. PT or 3 p.m. ET. And something that came out this week, which was only a rumor so far and gladly can be now cancelled, it's not happening. Halo Infinite won't have a Battle Royale mode on launch or even later, because the Halo director that is leading the development on Halo Infinite came out and said, nope, this is not happening. Jeff Easterling responded to a question about a possible Battle Royale mode with, I'll tell you right now, the only BR we're really interested in is Battle Rifle. Despite rumors to the contrary, it sounds like the sentiment hasn't changed. So yeah, there won't be a Battle Royale mode in Halo Infinite. Into positive news to at least, finish up the show for good. In Mortal Kombat 11, which is out now, I think, or at least this week. Yeah, it's out now, by now. You can finally do a Mercy, which is basically like a finishing move, although it doesn't finish off the match. It doesn't give you as many points as, for example, a brutality or even a fatality, but a Mercy heals up the enemy fighter first, gives you a little bit of points, for example, to gain some more score, and if you kill him again in the battle, and then, for example, do a brutality or fatality, you get even more points after a kill. So, that's not bad. And it's really fun to see actually this mechanic coming back finally. And in other positive news, actually, Assassin's Creed Unity gets review bombed on Steam, but in a positive way. Overly positive, as you can see here. Ubisoft, with the development team behind Assassin's Creed Unity, completely rebuilt Notre Dame in 3D inside of the game. And you can actually climb around outside of it and inside of it to explore the whole building. And that's why they gave away Assassin's Creed create unity as a sign to enable players out there, for everyone basically, to see the digital version themselves after the real life one sadly be lost for a few years at least until it will be completely rebuilt. Still, it's nice to see that we can also be nice to each other if somebody does something nice. You know, spreading positivity, spreading a good light, that is always, of course, a good thing.